All right, we're going to get started so I don't take up too much of your guys' time today, but thank you for tuning in to this system sessions. Today, I wanted to cover the new MLS-Touch app that is through our board office that just came out. I've had a lot of agents ask me questions about this app. It's a really cool little feature. It basically allows you to have Matrix on your phone and be able to communicate with your clients with the Matrix features a little bit better, as well as the client being able to communicate with you and see all of your personal branding. And it just makes it more of a personal experience as far as showcasing them property or doing anything that we typically do on Matrix. So I was lucky enough to be able to contact our board office yesterday, and they provided me with a couple different resources that I wanted to share with you guys. So I moved around some of our system session classes on our company calendar just to kind of fit this in. So today I'm going to show you guys this video on just getting started from an agent standpoint with this app. And then next week, we're going to cover more ways to do more in-depth searches and stuff for clients. And then we're going to have one more just on overall branding and how to share the app with your clients and what that kind of looks like from a client standpoint. So this video is fairly short. It's about 20 minutes, which is what we keep this class to anyway, and does a good job on just how to get the app on your phone and how to utilize some of the features on it. So let me know if you can't hear it. You should be able to, but if we have any technical difficulties, I will try to solve that. So let's jump in.
Everyone, and thanks for joining us today for our Prospects webinar. My name is Shireen.
And I'm Pamela.
And we're your product trainers
You guys hear that?
Prospect Software. Today, we will be navigating through this fundamental training session on how to leverage your business and nurture your client relationships through your MLS-Touch application. Most importantly, what makes it really unique is that it's a member benefit mobile app, which
What about
is
when I do
fully
that?
and completely integrated with Matrix and its
Better?
client
Okay.
portal. Right, Pamela?
Yeah, absolutely. Full integration between MLS-Touch, your MLS, and your Matrix means that they're constantly interconnected. Any update, change, or addition done in one will show in the other.
So before we start, we want you to fully experience this webinar to maximize the retention of information. So we encourage you to settle down comfortably with your mobile device in hand so you can follow our training interactively.
MLS-Touch is simply the best way for real estate professionals such as yourselves to access the MLS from their iPhone, iPad, or Android device. Your mobile app offers a collection of tools and provides instant updates on the market, allowing you to really wow your clients and keep them loyal. Please note that this is the first of a two-part series on your MLS-Touch application, and you can access part 2, which is solely dedicated to discovering all the different search types on demand from our website, www.prospects.com. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in and take a look at how we're going to tackle all this information today. First things first, we're really going to take a deep dive and discuss what exactly MLS-Touch is. Then we're going to see how you can actually access it for the first time. So for those of you who have not yet downloaded this application, don't worry, we're going to go through the whole process together from start to finish. Finally, we're going to take a tour of all the essential integrations you absolutely need to know about to make sure you take full advantage of your MLS-Touch app with every tool available.
Okay, so let's start. What is MLS-Touch exactly, and how does it separate us from all the other mobile applications on the market? Well, not only does this app give you access to MLS tools and market insights on the go, it also helps improve your visibility and your brand awareness.
Yeah, absolutely. Your personalized branding features really ensure that you will be able to stand out and even leverage social media to your advantage. There are, of course, essential other features such as the ability to manage your Matrix contacts on the go, conduct showing requests, in-app connectivity exclusively between you and your clients, and so much more. Some of these distinctive features are showcased in a different webinar, which really allows us to dive deep into brand and share and Facebook connectivity, and that too can be found on demand on our website. So let's go ahead and start at the very beginning. Let's set up and log into the application. So in order to actually download and access the application, you just have to find it in your App Store. So that is either the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store, depending on what device you have. The application is always free to download in either of these. So you can always find us by looking for a telltale blue logo next to MLS-Touch. And then once you click download and the application actually installs on your device, you just need to log in. And that's actually the easiest part of the whole process. Because of our integrations with your associations and with Matrix, what happens is you simply need to select your state, your association, and then log in using the same ID you used to log into Matrix directly. You don't have to worry about creating a new password, a new username. It's all conveniently handled for you.
Wow, that was easy. So now that we've connected the app, we've downloaded it, we've connected, how about you show us how to get to our features?
Absolutely. So quick little note here, guys, before I move forward. I am using an Android device. So any of you out there who are maybe iPhone users, if something looks a little different, I do not want you to panic at all. It is completely normal. Sometimes there's just aesthetic changes, but the crux of the application stays the same. We all have access to the same great integrations and the same great tools. Also, for those of you following along with me with your devices, please keep an eye out for my telltale bright orange arrow, which will help show you exactly where I'm tapping as I'm using my phone. So let's go ahead and let's start by personalizing our app a little bit by taking a look at the More menu and what features it offers us. So we're going to tap on the lower right-hand corner to access that menu. And once we're in there, as you can see, this is really the settings menu of our MLS-Touch. There's a lot of different options we can play with here. The first one, of course, is the brand and share, which allows you to create your own app. And as I mentioned, the brand and share and the Facebook connectivity are in a separate webinar, but we will take a glance at them today because the brand and share is what allows you to establish your own branding and personalize it for every interaction with your client base. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. As much as MLS-Touch is our app, it's your branding we want to focus on. So from this page, you can set that up in 3 easy steps. The first one being selecting your logo. And then you select the color scheme that is associated with that logo. And this can be something that is set by your brokerage. There may be policies in line with this with your association, but you have the flexibility within MLS-Touch to make the proper selection every time. Following that, it's just a question of saving them by clicking Apply Colors and Logo. So it takes all of 30 seconds. It's a set it and forget it kind of tool because you don't need to update it frequently. You can update it whenever you want. You could be like me, update it seasonally, or you can just set it once and keep using your Stay True logo and never have to deviate from it. Within that same vein, we have the Facebook publishing tool. And this allows you to really reach out to an untapped market effortlessly because Facebook publishing is automated from MLS-Touch. So automatically there's a publication made when you have a new listing, a price reduction, an open house, and sometimes even a sale. This is dependent on which market you're in. And when you actually activate it, it's another set it and forget it tool. You don't have to worry about it again. You just have to tap on it, click continue, and then connect your Facebook page. Really simple. You can even personalize the text that is shared with every publication you make. You can personalize it with that same brand and share. Really, the options are endless, and you can really take something like this and have it be indicative of who you are, of your character, of your tone online, so that you can establish a social media presence. But enough about those, because like we said, we have other webinars that are dedicated to them. Let's dive into the other features of the More menu. Here, as you can see, I have, of course, general settings. I have my members directory, which is a great tool. But my favorite option, and you can laugh if you want, is the technical support button. This allows you to instantly communicate with a member of our team. Our phone number is there, our business hours, as well as our email. So if while you're using MLS-Touch, a question pops up or something you'd like to see in the future moving forward comes to mind, we really do invite you to communicate with us as soon as possible. And we've made it a point to be as transparent as possible with our information. It's a big rarity nowadays, especially with software companies. I'm sure you've all had your own horror stories about trying to find communication phone numbers and emails. So having it accessible straight from that settings menu is just perfect. And it removes any type of nervousness about using the app. And what happens if I have a question, you know someone will always be there. Now let's go ahead and dive into the contacts of apps. So that can be found in the center of our bottom toolbar, as you guys can see with my little orange arrow. And this is really where you can see some of those matrix integrations take effect immediately. If it's your first time entering this app, the first time you're entering your contacts and you have a group of people already there and you're wondering, where do these people come from? I don't want anyone to panic. I don't want anyone to worry. It's normal. It's those matrix contacts because of those integrations. So any contacts that you see here or any contacts that you add here are seamlessly integrated and synchronized with your matrix, as well as your prospect CRM for those of you who have access to the full desktop software. What that means is MLS-Touch can really become a hub of data for you. And you can easily accomplish this by just clicking this little plus button on the lower right-hand corner. For my iPhone users, it's actually an add button. Again, one of those little aesthetic differences that doesn't take away from the fundamentals of the app. So when you tap that add button, you have two options that come up. You have add or import. Now, add is simply referring to creating one more contact. It has all the fields you would expect to find in any kind of contact management application. So first name, last name, phone number, address, all that great stuff. But the second option is what is much more intriguing to us. Because from MLS-Touch, you can mass import contacts from your mobile device. Now, this, guys, is huge because now we're at a point essentially in our society that everyone, I'm sure, is kind of similar to me, that our phone is like another appendage. We constantly go for it. We take our notes. When we run into someone, maybe an old colleague, maybe an old friend, and we want to stay in touch, we're creating a contact. We're saving their phone number in our device. And in the past, you would have had to go and manually export, manually import into Matrix, or even create the contact in Matrix by copy pasting all the information. It was very redundant data entry. It was a big waste of time. And with this tool, your ability to just import them directly into MLS-Touch, knowing that MLS-Touch will synchronize with Matrix, is such a huge time saver. You can select as many contacts as you want, and then just click that import button on the top to bring them in. Quick word of caution though, and this is a suggestion I give to everyone I speak to about the contacts with, I don't suggest importing all your device contacts at once. The reality is anyone in the real estate industry can have upwards of 1,000 contacts or more. So flooding your matrix with all these individuals' information is not exactly useful. It's going to be a big nightmare to organize and segment properly because some of these contacts may be personal, some may be past clients that you don't really speak to that much in terms of having access to the client portal and all that stuff. And some may be people that will never ever work with you in that sense because it's professional contacts, right? So you don't necessarily want them flooding all your databases at once. So by importing your clients manually as they come up, it allows you to keep it much more organized. And I think we can all agree, the more organized it is, the more useful it'll be to us, right? Especially since this is what allows your mobile app to be that hub of data. Because you can add access and manage all your matrix contacts on the go, keeping it as organized and clean as possible is just the cherry on top. Now let's take a look at our home screen. That is the button on the lower right-hand corner. It's also our landing page when you first log into MLS-Touch. This is what we very affectionately refer to as our six-pack. And for some of us, it is the only six-pack we're going to see in our lifetime. And from here, you can access a bunch of different tools, not only the search options you're seeing on screen, but a few different other integrations that are available as well. Now, like I mentioned earlier, we really do dive into the search options in our webinar that is dedicated to them, simply because there are plenty of search options available and each one offers its own distinct kind of benefit, we could say. But what I want to show you guys is the listing view. And this is essentially a virtual detailed sheet. So whether you find a listing from InstaView, from your hot sheet, or from a map search, this is what you'll see. And this page really packs a punch. Because of those integrations, we have access to more private behind the scenes information that other public applications don't have access to on the market. So first things first, as you guys can see, we have a beautiful photo album, really allowing you to get a snapshot view of the property from the outside and from the inside, to get a complete idea of, is this what your clients are looking for? Is this a property of interest? Now, sometimes where my arrow is right now in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a little house with an arrow. This simply signifies that there has been a virtual tour put in place by the listing agent. This is something that is available across all boards. It is up to the listing agent to include it. So it's something that is available, but we can't guarantee it's there for every single listing. So keep that in mind. Following that, we fall into all our activity banner, our property information, anything you need really to move forward, right? So when it was added, what the status is, the address, the square footage, the MLS ID, all that great stuff. Then we land on the toolbar, and I love the toolbar. The toolbar is such a great feature because there's so many little treasures hidden in there. First things first, we have that share button allowing you to share this property with your sphere. So whether you're sending it by text, by SMS, right, by email, or in message, which is referring to the exclusive in-app messaging service between you and your client's branded app, you can make sure to get the information out there. And every time you share, it includes that branding you set up. Keep that in mind. That's what we mean when we say all these integrations kind of play off each other. They really do benefit you in a multifaceted way. Next, of course, we have the add to cart, which is self-explanatory. You have access to Matrix clients' carts and you can add properties to their cart for them. And then we land on the comparables, and the comparables are such an amazing tool because it allows you to instantly see any other properties that compare to this one on the market or off the market, because you can do comparables for on-market properties or recently sold properties. Once you're in this window, it's just a question of refining your criteria. So what type of property am I looking for? What's the price range I'm looking for? We have plus or minus 5 all the way to 30%. The distance is plus or minus 0.5 all the way to 50 miles, as you guys can see. And we can also make sure it's obligated to look at only the same number of bedrooms. If that's something that's a deal breaker for your clients, it's something to keep in mind. You can activate it. If not, if maybe you can find them another property that checks off every other box on their list, with the exception of that one extra bedroom, you can turn it off and see what's available. But what really makes this comparables tool unique is that you can use, of course, the on-market search to find other properties of interest that maybe would have gone unnoticed. You can also help your buyers negotiate. What are the prices like on these other properties? What are they offering? Right? What are the inclusions of those properties? How much more modern is it? Has it been recently renovated? So it really gives you an idea of how their pick is placed on the market. But with that recently sold, you can even help your sellers. Now, I know this is revolutionary. Usually these MLS apps, we're just focusing on your buyers because realistically it is an MLS search. But you can do a comparable of your own listing within the app and look at the recent sale and take a look and see, how are we pricing this property? What can we expect moving forward? It kind of lets you plan ahead, right? Because as much as with as much information possible, you can forecast to a certain extent what will happen. And then you can also look at on-market properties. What kind of competition is out there? Should we lower the price? Is our price too low? Should we add another inclusion? What kind of contingencies should we consider moving forward? There are so many ways that it can serve you with all your clients. So that really is something unique to MLS-Touch. And of course, another little gem right here is the showing request. Because of our integrations with TouchBase and Showing Time, you can actually request a showing directly from the listing page. That means that you can collaborate with your clients fully. You could have shared this with your client in the branded app, spoken to them about it through the exclusive in-app messaging, gotten their feedback, and then instantly requested a showing, wasting no time. And the way the market is right now, having something be efficient and allowing you to accomplish more in such a short amount of time and as easily as possible is a huge benefit. As we continue on in the list, you guys see we have our little map view, which is of course great. It allows you to view where the property is on the map, get instant directions from where you are, but also you have access to Street View, which on iPhone is 3D view, but they work exactly the same. This allows you to get a snapshot view of the exterior, right, of the actual neighborhood without leaving the comfort of your car, office, couch. It gives you everything you need to make sure your clients' needs are met. And of course, that wows your clients because it shows how much you're considering what they're really looking for and you're trying to serve them as best as possible. And that's what makes a memorable interaction. Of course, I know some of you guys already saw that little notification, that little 6 there, because we have access to MLS documents. We have access to realist tax data where available, as well as agent remarks, showing instructions, more information at the bottom, taxes and fees, all of these things that you would otherwise not be able to access through public facing applications, you can access from MLS Touch. So it's more than just a simple search tool, which is something to keep in mind. Finally, at the very bottom, we have the contact agent button, and this is what is going to allow you to collaborate with the listing agents better. You can call them directly from the app, you can send them an email, you can send them a text message, and once again, you can request that showing. So there is nothing in any way inhibiting you from having all around contact with your clients, with your colleagues. You're collaborating better in every sense of the word, and you're really taking the service you offer your clients to the next level, thanks to all these different integrations and tools that you find in MLS Touch.
Well, as you can see, MLS Touch offers a lot of strategic tools designed to help leverage your business. I think we've covered the essential features today, and now it's up to you to thrive. So we want to thank you all for taking the time out of your really busy schedules to learn from us today, and we hope to have inspired you to jump right in and use your MLS Touch app to leverage your business.
We also invite you to make sure you take some time to delve into all our other on-demand training sessions, which can be found from our website.
All right, guys, what'd you think? Thomas says, I like the app so far, but it's been down 2 different times now and wouldn't let me in for a while either time. Yeah, I know that they're still kind of experiencing some bugs. I was talking to the board office about that yesterday, but I know that it's getting better and better, each day as they're working on it. So if you can't get in or you have any technical issues, let them know or contact me and I'll try to reach out for you on your behalf. So if you guys don't have any questions, that's all I have for today. Next week, we'll dive deeper into the same app and just how to do more in-depth searches and more just in-depth features of it. And then we'll look at it the next week from a client perspective. So let me know if you need anything. And thanks so much for tuning in.